Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I am making cheese manicotti with spinach. Okay, the ingredients that I'm using, I have my manicotti pasta, my marinara sauce, salt, cottage cheese, the small curd cottage cheese, and we have pecorino Romano cheese. Romano cheese is good. And we have non-stick cooking spray. We have our cut leaf spinach. This is a 12 ounce. I'm using 2 bags. We have our Philadelphia cream cheese. Actually, it's the Neuchâtel cheese, but it's a little less fat than the regular cream cheese, but nevertheless, I call it still Philadelphia cream cheese. And I have a raw egg. Actually, I have 2 raw eggs because one is going to go in the spinach. And I have my green onion. I'm only going to use 1, but it comes in a bunch. And we have here, I have my parsley, my fresh parsley. This is the curly parsley. You can get the curly parsley or the Italian parsley. All right. So let's start with the parsley. In a bowl of water, large enough bowl of water, I rinse my parsley maybe 3 or 4 times till it's rinsed clean. And then I dry it with paper towels and I pick off the leaves. I only use the leaves. I don't use the stem. All right. So let's start with our filling that we're going to stuff our manicotti pasta with. Okay, so you'll need a large bowl, and the ingredients, wait, no, let me say this first. We want to boil our water first because it's very important that our water is rolling, boiling hot. Okay, as you can see here, my big pot of water for my manicotti pasta, it's rolling just about the bubbly like, and then I have my pot over here of it's not a half a pot of water, it's less than a half a pot for my spinach, my frozen cut leaf spinach that I'm going to add to there. So first let me put the spinach on because it's going to take about 25 to 30 minutes for the spinach to be done. Alright, so let me open up my bag of spinach here and dump it in. My water is ready. Okay. And I'm going to put it in the pot here. It's actually going to cook down, so that's why I don't use a lot of water. So now I've got that cooking. Now we're going to do our filling for our pasta now. So we're going to start with the cottage cheese. We need 2 cups of cottage cheese, which I will put in the bowl here. Okay. Next we need our Philadelphia cream cheese. We're going to use half of this box of cream cheese. And I'm going to add that to my cottage cheese. Next, we're going to use our Romano. This is freshly grated Romano cheese, okay? But I have a half a cup here, a half a cup of the cheese. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm only going to add a half of this half here. I'm not going to add all of the half, just half of the half, meaning a fourth, okay? Because you're going to use the other half of this in here for the topping that's going to go on when you get ready to put it in the oven. Okay. And that should be half of that. Now, let me see. I'm going to add my parsley that I washed, dried, and I picked all of the leaves off and bunched them together and chopped them up real good. I minced it. So I'm going to add a half of a cup of my minced parsley. Now I'm going to add a raw egg. I'm going to crack my egg here. And I'm going to beat it, slightly beat it just a little, okay? That's good enough. And I'm going to add that also to my cheese mixture. Then I'm going to add my fresh green onion, which I will only be adding one. I'm using one of these, and I'm going to slice it up. Take the bottom off, of course. Slice it up all the way and add it to the cheese mixture for the pasta. Here we have it here. Thinly sliced. Add that. Okay. And then we're going to mix it up a little bit here. Mix it up really well. Okay. We're going to have to stuff this inside of our manicotti shells. Okay. Now I'm still waiting on my spinach to restart boiling again. I put my spinach in there, and when it starts boiling again, I'm going to stir it a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to add, let me see, not even a half a teaspoon of salt, less than a half of a teaspoon. The small spoon, less than a half. Okay, add that in there. And I'm going to continue to stir and mix it up really well. Now we're ready to stuff our shells. Okay, as you can see my water boiling here. The bubbles are coming to the surface. You want it like that. You want it bubbling really good before you put your manicotti shells in there, because the reason is you're only going to boil it for like 3 minutes. You put them in there, you boil them 3 minutes, you take them out. You very carefully go to the sink with, you're going to need something to hold this because it's very hot. You're going to get you some pot holders or whatever, and you're going to walk to the sink and you're going to empty the water carefully out with the shell still in it and run cold water in it, And those of you who are familiar with cooking, you know exactly how to do it, but I'm speaking to those who are not that experienced. So the reason you want to put the cold water in with the pasta is if it's still in there with the warm or hot water, it's going to continue to cook. So you want the cold water in there to just stop it. All right? And then you bring your pasta over. You can put it in another container or bowl or whatever. And you're going to have your casserole dish to put them in. And the non-stick cooking spray. Okay? Remember, we needed that. We got to spray our casserole dish with the non-stick cooking spray so it won't stick to the bottom. You spray the pan well, and then you start stuffing your shells. Let me see here. I have a small. You need a teaspoon because you got to be able to fill it in the holes here. Stuff the tubes. Okay? And this is all it is. That's how you make it. Let me turn this hot off. I was just demonstrating. I wanted you to make sure that you boil that water like that. Okay? I've already made it ahead of time for sake of time so that we can move forward. Alright? Now, we'll just continue to stuff that in there. You be careful because if you're not, it's going to come right back out the bottom. So you kind of tilt it as you stuff it, you know, like so. And then you just place it in the casserole dish. And we're going to prepare them, get them ready to go in the oven. Now I hear my spinach over there. I hear it boiling. It's boiling again. Let me go check on that. Because what I want to do with that is turn it down. I'm going to turn my spinach down and simmer it. Cook it a little slower because I don't want it the water to boil out of it before I have it the way I want it. Okay, let me put this down. I'm trying to get that in there. Okay, see, it's stuffed in there, and we'll just put it in the pan. Now, let me go over to the spinach. Kind of stir it a little bit. I put salt in the water when I started to boil it, so there's already a little salt in there. Now let me turn it down so it can simmer. Okay. Now let's come back over here and finish stuffing our manicotti shells. All right. Oops, there we go. Uh-oh. Put that one here. And you can double this, or you know, if you're having it for lots of people, or you know, if you're not going to have it the night of that you're preparing it, you can prepare it ahead of time and just refrigerate it after you've stuffed the shells and what have you. You can just put it in a refrigerator, and then a day or so when you get ready to have it, you know, you just put it in the oven. And we want to set our oven at 350, and it's very, very important that the oven is very, very hot. It's ready when you put it in there, because you don't want to leave it in there a long time. Let's see here. Just want to leave it in there long enough to heat it thoroughly. And that'll be like maybe 20 minutes at the most. Okay? So, just about got it stuffed here. These are very tasty. It tastes like Italian. Reminds me of when I go to the restaurant to have it. I order. It's not like what I make at home. I like mine's better. But, there we go. I think I got enough on here. All right. Now, our next step, what we want to add is our marinara sauce. Ooh. Now, let me get a spoon. Just going to kind of cover it all up, and it's requiring 2 cups of marinara sauce, and this jar here is just about that amount. It's just about that much in this jar, and this is a this is a 24-ounce jar I'm using. Okay, that's good. Let me just kind of spread it out a little. Cover the shells. Spread it nicely on there. And then, let me see, that's it. The remaining Romano cheese, freshly grated Romano cheese that we had left, we're going to sprinkle it on the top. Uh-oh, little lumps in here. Let me break that up. It's taking up on me. All right, we'll sprinkle it on there. Make it nice and pretty. And of course my spinach is still over there boiling. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. Okay, that's good. I'm going to do it here. Break up my pieces there. Kind of caked up on me. Now, you don't cover it when you put it in the oven. It stays open like this. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven now, and we're going to bake it for 20 minutes. Now while that's baking, I'm going to tend to my spinach. Oops. I gotta get a clean utensil here. Alright, now I think I better move it on this side so we can see it better. Right here. Now you can see the spinach. Okay. Look my mess here. Now, I'm gonna crack my raw egg here I have. And I just had my phone here. I'm going to beat my egg. Just one egg. That's all I need. And I'm going to add it to my spinach. Oh, it's starting to boil a little heavy again. Let's see. I'll turn it down just a little more. Because I want the spinach to simmer. I don't want it to cook fast. And I got to mix this up real well with the egg in it. Get it thoroughly stirred. Let me see here. When my kids was little, I used to make this for them and they loved it. And I was told most kids don't like spinach. Now, I'm going to add a little nutmeg to it. Just kind of sprinkle it on the top on there. Sprinkle it in there. Stir it a little more. And I'm going to add a little butter. About 2 tablespoons. And I'll let that cook down. Now guys, wait just a minute. Now, when the spinach is done, it will look like this. And you can add, can you see that? You can add a little salt if you like. The nutmeg gives it a nice flavor. Now, when your manicotti comes out the oven and you're serving it, it looks like that. Restaurante. Okay, now you can top it. You can top it. The spinach, with the spinach here. And it's all ready to eat. Or you don't have to have the spinach, but I like it with spinach. But here we have it, guys. We have our cheese manicotti with spinach. And I'm going to go and enjoy this now. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.